Hey guys, so today I wanted to touch on something that has bothered me for a little while, so let's get into it. Now, what is that? Well, it is something that happens quite often when I get different requests for videos and so forth. But it's not only about the requests, it's rather because I think that there is something that needs to be said. And that is that, guys, I'm sorry to say it, but a lot of the stuff that you are really excited about and a lot of the things that you will find on YouTube is not that relevant. Now let me explain before we go any further. So the other day I was just browsing my own YouTube flow and looking at the videos checking up on the video flows that I have. And there was a series that I've been following from a specific channel, and I had quite a good time and enjoyed the tutorial series. It was pretty good. And then I saw a fairly recent upload where the title of this video series was Blockchains Using Go. Now, the face that I made when I saw this was very similar to what you just saw. And the reason why I made that face is because I felt that I was as a programmer who works in the industry full time and has done this for quite a few years now, I felt disappointed in the content creator. Now, why am I disappointed in this? Well, because that is, by any measurable way you can look at it, in my personal opinion, just trying to get attention. So what I mean about this is, guys, is that software developers who work in the industry are also very aware of the trends, just as everybody else. But you see, when you actually work in the industry, you will know what relevant information actually is for your daily job and what the professionals are actually working with and what we are actually doing every single day. I don't have to work at Google or at Facebook or Amazon to know what they are using, just as they don't have to do what I'm doing to know what I'm using, because we all have this, which very naturally grows on you when you actually work as a real professional. But that also means that there are certain, how do I put this, nuances to the content that you are interested in. In other words, you know from just experience what relevant information is and what's not so relevant information. And when you then go around and you find people who create videos that are using all of the hype train words, all the buzzwords. It used to be everything was about microservices, everything was about DevOps, and now it's about blockchains and cryptocurrency and Golang. I mean, you already feel it, that the people who make this sort of content are not actually showing you stuff that may or may not be relevant for job purposes or for actual software development, professional grade software development. They are using hype trains in order to promote their own content. That's the way it comes off, at least. And it's also true for when you go into a job interview. I've spoken to my manager a few times when we've kind of had a laugh when somebody comes in with a CV which states literally, software architect, DevOps, Golang, microservices. They basically just have all the trend words on paper, and we can also see that, hey, they are just posing. This is not relevant information for anybody who's actually working as a professional. This is stuff that they most likely have had a very shallow understanding of, gone out, took some basic courses on, and added to their CV, because they think that that's going to give them inflate their value on the CV. But it's not. What's going to happen is that maybe very untechnical recruiters will notice this, because they themselves have no understanding of what real software development is about, and so they will contact you based on these things. But if you ever get to a point where, as I said, this is my manager, we have dismissed tons of people because they claim to have all these amazing buzzword trendy things, then they come in and they can basically not write software. So just because you have things that are perceived by the internet as trendy, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has any relevancy in the actual workplace. And I think that's kind of funny, because I've had quite a few people on the channel who say that this is going to be the next thing, especially GraphQL. Oh, GraphQL is going to take over, it's going to be the next thing. Bullshit, guys. You have no idea. If you are truly working in this industry, you will not go and say something like that, because you can't know that. It is by any measurable, like to any measurable point, too early to state something like that. Just as blockchains, is that going to be a thing? Who knows? Maybe it's going to be a big thing. We don't know. But going around now and hyping it with everybody else just proves to real professionals that either there is a positive flair to this as well. Either you're just a fellow professional like anybody else working in the industry who just thinks that this seems to be a very interesting concept, and you are learning it and you're interested in it, not because you believe that it's going to give you any form of relevancy or value in the workplace, but rather because you're just genuinely interested in this technology. But then you have the other side, which is what I'm saying. The juniors and the beginners and the posers who use hype trains in order to further other means and other ends than actually either helping people out or becoming more relevant in the workplace. So what I want you to take away from this, guys, is that if you have this mindset that you're simply looking at, you know, and that is, I'm sorry to say, but it's very hard to figure this out when you are, well, when you simply want to be a professional or you want to learn real software development, because unfortunately it's very easy to get swept away by these different trends. And then you have all, as I said, all these content creators who they are not actually interested in teaching you things that will help you become a professional software developer. They are interested in views, in subscriber counts. That's what they're after, because no teacher, if you go into an official education, you will not learn blockchain development with Golang. I mean, it doesn't even make any, like, in my world it makes almost no sense. What would be the benefit? A fraction of the industry uses blockchains. A fraction. It's so non-existent in the actual working environments that it's almost hilarious. It's a curiosity to most professional software developers. So why are they making this? Well, it's not for you. Well, technically it is for you, but it's not for the reason that you think. So remember that if you start putting a bunch of really trendy hypers, microservices, and software architects, all these cool sounding words on your CV, all that's going to happen is that you may get a little bit of attention from non-technical recruiters who are going to send you to people who are technical, and people like myself and my boss and like all my coworkers and so forth. We will look at your CV and we're going to chuckle a little bit. We're going to laugh, most likely, because we can very clearly see that with your given experience and your background, you've simply added everything that is trendy right now. It's the same thing with copy pasting code, guys. We can use, programmers can use Google as well. We can plug your code right into the search engine and find if you've copy pasted it. So just do yourself this favor and really try to learn the differences between what is cool and hip and trendy on the internet and what's actually used in the industry. Because if you don't know that distinction and you go out on a limb and you try to become one of the cool programmers, what's going to happen is that the real programmers are just going to look at your CV and think, this person is trying too hard. Have a great day.